sending the knight either back to e3, and again, we're going to see this knight e7 classic, but knight a5 is also very tempting, attacking that new target on c6. That's a more Magnus-esque move, I think. No, he drops back to e3. Okay.
I think knight e7, rook d, d2, d3. He goes on a light square, just good practice there. And after d5, he wants to play rook d1, and the pawns are going to find themselves on fixed dark squares for a potential endgame, maybe with just dark square bishops.
But d4, Hikaru slides his pawn through. b4, preventing c5. What a move. Obviously, the knight is untouchable there because the rook on d7 will hang. And Magnus keeping the status quo here with a3. He could have taken a5, but I think he's trying to surround the d-pawn with the move knight e3 to c2, which is a big threat, by the way.
Yeah, and the moves here that are possible, knight d5, just to showcase the pure insanity of how many things are hanging in that position. f5 has a similar idea.
Knight c2 there would have picked off the d4 pawn. I think that was a big miss by Magnus. He takes the pawn on f5 instead, but Hikaru's rook could... Oh my gosh. No, there's rook takes g7 in the end, and bishop e5, bishop b2, but the king could sidestep.
But you could go to f8. I'm
bishop
looking
d6.
At pawn takes.
Bishop d6, amazing. We're going to have to show this after the game, or Hikaru might play the move. No.
The time is too low. We have to stay with the action. Now it doesn't exist anymore.
That was an insane line, Aman. We promise to show this after the game, no matter how the game finishes. Feels like Magnus is in the driver's seat. He can support the f-pawn with g4.
That's very scary. Remember, bishop d4, rook d8. You can't just rush and take that.
And that's why Magnus, bringing his king up to e2, supporting the rooks, playing for a win,
Hikaru's
supporting
in
the
big
pawn.
trouble.
Big trouble.
Yeah.
Also on the clock, he's got 7 seconds and so many weaknesses to defend here.
Yeah, the king is going to be improved, maybe all the way over to b3.
BC. Just take it and take it.
And
oh, he didn't take d4.
You do walk into a permanent pin, but he doesn't want to do it.
But bishop takes d4 threatened, and bishop f6 there was easy. Magnus allowing Hikaru to get active again.
Good point.
Rook c8.
Rook b6 is coming, though.
Okay, now it's suddenly a 3-result game again. I mean, Magnus could lose control of this game and let that d-pawn through.
Ooh, that I didn't expect. That looks like a good move. Rook a5. It's not hanging.
What a move. Rook b6, maybe surround the b-pawn. And now a trade. Check first.
It looked like keeping both rooks on the board was maybe more dangerous.
Uh-oh.
King d3. Oh, the king comes up.
Rook b7, sending the king back, and Magnus has to find a way to infiltrate Hikaru's blockade. Oh, rook e2. d3. Oh my gosh.
Who has to be careful here?
Oh my goodness. Rook f2, and he's going to win the f3 pawn, and I think Hikaru might hold this.
Yep, because if the rook could get to e4, that would be different.
And Hikaru holding the e-file. He cannot let the king infiltrate e6.
Oh, this is incredible. He's hanging on by an actual thread.
And he's doing it incredibly well. He just goes rook e1, rook e2. I don't think Magnus has an easy way to make progress. If you're Carlsen,
King d6, rook e4.
Be careful where you put your pieces.
Yeah, rook g4 was too risky, though. I agree with Hikaru. Stay on the e-file, and that's your defensive method.
And I think we're going to get a draw. Magnus just not finding a single way to pose further problems. I don't think such a way exists. He can't put anything on the e-file. Hikaru's too solid.
I think rook b4 is a reasonable try. Yeah. Bring the rook here, so at least that's taken care of, but he does it in a moment when bishop e7 can be played.
Bishop d4, rook d1, pinning the bishop, moving the king back. Magnus keeps finding newer and newer ways to pose new problems, but Hikaru believes the rook endgame is drawn, and it is.
Especially with the king cut off this way. If the king was on d4, different story. Why did he let it out?
He's got his king to f6, and Magnus is going to win.
Oh, no, he's lost.
King g6, f6. It's over.
It's an umbrella. He's using the pawns as a shield. This is a loss. Oh, my goodness.
How many turnarounds? f7 there was winning on the spot, as does this.
And it's actually the presence of the pawn that makes it a win, because otherwise black can play rook takes f6, check, and stalemate.
And Hikaru